The Seminole County tax collector is allowing his employees to carry firearms, and we'll talk about why with Martin Comas, who's joining me right now. So what's going on? Joel Greenberg is allowing his employees to carry firearms. Why?
Well, one of the big reasons he says is for security and for protection. These are his deputy tax collectors that will typically go out and do property seizures on tax delinquent properties. So it'll give them a way to, protect themselves when they're out on the field.
How rare is this? Because I don't think I've ever heard of this anywhere else before.
It is very rare. In fact, this is Seminole County. Once he implements this policy, Seminole County will be the first county, the first tax collector, or the only tax collector in Central Florida to allow this, and likely the only tax collector's office in the state of Florida to allow this.
Now, along with allowing his employees to hold guns, he's saying that there's a money-saving aspect to this decision.
There is, yes. What Joel Greenberg is saying is that by having his employees have an open carry, it prevents, or he won't have to hire a security firm to accompany the officers, his field officers, to go out into the field for these seizures, or even hire a security firm to protect his employees at the office, where residents come in to, renew their driver's license or obtain a boating license.
So how much money are we talking here that could potentially be saved?
Well, Joe Greenberg estimates about $350,000 a year. But that's his estimate. But it's hard to say. What other counties do is when they do have to go out to businesses to seize these properties, such as computers, telephones, desks, they bring along a deputy sheriff, and at that cost, it's about $30 an hour.
Now, how often are these tax collectors going out and actually seizing property?
It's really uncommon. It's very rare, actually. I think last year the Seminole County Tax Collector's Office did not do any seizures at all. Orange County, which is much larger than Seminole County, had one or two last year. However, during the recession, Orange County had about 10 or 15 of these seizures a year.
Thanks for watching this clip from Orlando News Now. You can watch us live every weekday at noon at OrlandoSentinel.com and Orlando Sentinel's Facebook page. We'll see you then.
Seminole tax collector to allow employees to openly carry firearms. Tax collector Joel Greenberg soon will allow his employees to openly carry firearms, particularly those workers who seize property such as desks, chairs, computers, file cabinets, and phones from tax delinquent businesses. When we go out and seize property, we don't know what could happen, Greenberg, who was elected last year after promising to modernize the office, said Wednesday. I'm a big believer in the Second Amendment, and this is mainly to protect our staff, our customers, and to serve as a deterrent. Under the new policy, certain employees with concealed weapons permits also will be allowed to carry a firearm openly as a security measure at branch offices. Employees handle large amounts of cash from residents, and we don't have any security, he said. Greenberg recently sent a letter to Seminole Sheriff Dennis Lemma and the 7 police chiefs in the county to notify them of the policy. Greenberg pointed out that according to state law, he and his employees are considered revenue officers and therefore exempt from Florida's ban on the open carrying of firearms while performing their duties. Greenberg estimated his office will save about $350,000 a year by not hiring a private security company to accompany deputy tax collectors to seize property or staff branch offices, where scores of residents walk in daily to renew their vehicle registrations, obtain hunting or fishing licenses or apply for concealed weapons permits. 15 to 20 of his employees will be allowed to openly carry a firearm, Greenberg said. Most will be field officers who are responsible for seizing property from owners to satisfy their unpaid tangible personal property tax bills. We wouldn't force them employees, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't want to, Greenberg said. But anybody who does come aboard is going to have the proper training. And we expect people to act extremely professionally. Tangible personal property is nearly everything besides real estate that is used by a business, most organizations, or a rental property. It includes computers, machines, signs, supplies, desks, chairs, and trucks. Tangible property owners must file a tax return by April 1st every year. After that, they would be in default and be subject to fines based on a percentage of the assessed value of the property. The tax collector's office can also obtain a court order to seize the property or tap into the owner's bank account to recoup the unpaid taxes. In the past, the Seminole tax collector's office has tried to work with the property owners to encourage them to pay their outstanding tax bills. Greenberg said his office will continue doing that. However, some owners will delay their payments for months on end without making an effort to settle the bills. We're trying to be more proactive, Greenberg said. The last thing we want to do is go in and shut down a business. It's a fine line. It's a sensitive area. Greenberg, who took office in January, said the tax collector's office didn't have any seizures last year. As of Wednesday, the office had 75 outstanding tax warrants issued in circuit court. Eddie Ayala, a spokesman for Orange County tax collector Scott Randolph, said his office only has 1 or 2 seizures of business property a year. However, after the economic collapse, field service officers conducted 15 to 20 seizures a year. They can't recall any situation where they felt threatened or uneasy about approaching a business or home, Ayala said. It's not like they're kicking down doors. The Lake County Tax Collector's Office for several years has hired a private firm to conduct seizures. Before then, David Jordan, who is now Chief Deputy Tax Collector, said a deputy sheriff would often accompany him to seizures at a cost of $30 per hour. That cost is passed along to the delinquent taxpayer. They were there to keep the peace, in case anything got sideways, Jordan said. But there's all kinds of other remedies. You can garnish people's bank accounts, and you don't need a gun to do that. But it's pretty disconcerting to show up to a business with a court order to take people's stuff. Many who are in arrears are businesses that have closed, although that doesn't relieve them of their tax bill. Lake County Tax Collector Bob McKee said his office will work with people who have unpaid tangible taxes, including putting them on a payment plan. The idea is to keep them in business but make them pay, he said. As in Lake, the Osceola County Tax Collector's Office contracts with a private company to conduct seizures, and those employees don't carry firearms. Even so, Greenberg said he is looking for ways to save taxpayers money and provide security for the public and his staff. At the end of the day, this is to bring in more revenue and saving taxpayers their money by not hiring an outside firm, Greenberg said. mcomas@orlandocntinl.com or 407-420-5718.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it, you know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now, you know, $1 a day, I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.